friends, it is Happy Mail time. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing of my recent order from a stationery company called 1Canoe2. It is an independent women-owned business here in the US, and they house all of their own artists who design all of their stationery, graphics, and art. I believe I found them through an Instagram ad. And I was looking through some of their products, their artwork, and I couldn't not make an order. And since I'm not really buying books, it's okay if I buy stationery, right? Okay, so I've already opened the box because my address was right on top. But as soon as I opened it, this is exactly what it looked like. I haven't seen any of the products. This is just the open box. We see these cute little cards first. And this one right here on top, it says, "Find joy in the ordinary." And just a little information. So all of our artwork is hand painted, or painted by hand, I should learn how to read, and packed with love. If there's a problem, returns, contact, all that good stuff. Brown paper in brown paper. Okay, so here they are, all three unwrapped and out of the box. I haven't yet opened them. But as I said, I bought 3 items from here. So the first one that we had opened was this one. It says books on the cover. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is a guided reading journal. I got it, of course, to help me organize my thoughts on all the books that I read so that my wrap-ups are a little bit more coherent than they have been. So I hope this helps. So let's open it up and see what we have going on. The pattern that was on that sleeve is the same pattern that is on the inside cover here. Kind of, I guess, looks like leaves maybe. So you have your title page, of course, the day you started and the day that you finished it. And there's a cute little Stephen King quote. "Books are uniquely portable magic." Very true, Mr. King. We have a reading list, so you list your books, whether it gives you a place to say whether you finished reading it, if it was a nonfiction or a fiction. The pages are very smooth, and they're pretty thick. I don't know what the GSM is on this one, but they feel pretty thick. You probably couldn't do like watercolor or anything on it, but so we have several pages of that. And then this is, of course, where you would note your books. So your book number 1, I guess, is where you would start. Who knows? But it has a place for your title, the author, when you started reading it, when you finished reading it. It also has a place to tell you, did you buy this book, borrow it, you listen to it? So was it an audiobook? Is it part of a book club or a book that you've already read before, so a reread? If it was recommended by anyone, if you would recommend it to anyone, and of course fiction, nonfiction, and the subject of it. And then you have an overall star rating, and then you have a rating for entertainment, educational, or inspirational, I guess how you felt about it. And is it a scale of a light read to a dense heavy read? So that's nice. And your likes and your dislikes about it, quotes and notes you might want to remember, and then apparently some related readings, so maybe similar books. I believe you can fit 60 books in here, so this should last me a while. The pages are not quite crisp white, but they are wider than like a Leuchtturm, which is a nice change because usually my pages are a little bit creamier, more of an off-white. This is a little bit more white than that. The binding seems to lay down pretty well. You might have to press it, but it seems to be doing okay. Oh, okay, and then it has a place in the very back where you can list all the books you've loaned to people. So the book, who you gave it to, and when you gave it to them, and then have they returned it. So that's a handy list if you lend out your books a lot. Oh, okay. And then in the very last page of this book is marked best books. So your best fiction book, nonfiction, and a reread. Your top 10 favorite books. And then number of books read in each year. So depending on how many years you use this journal, it gives you several spaces to remember your top book in each year that's within this journal. That's nice. I think I'll like it. And one thing you'll notice in common of all of these, I have really been obsessed with this nice golden mustard color lately, which is really what drew me into all three of these notebooks. So the cover on this one feels kind of maybe like a linen, like more of a cloth type, but it is just, I guess it's somewhat of a hardback, but it's more of just like a thick cardboard, and that's the same for all of the other ones as well. So it's fine. And then I have these two. So I got a dated weekly planner here for next year, so 2021. This is, again, this is the cardboard. It's thicker than the reading journal one. Same golden mustard color, but this one has some flowers on it. It has an elastic closure and a pen holder as well on the spine. You'll notice on this one and on the other one down here underneath it, this has exposed binding. It's supposed to, they say, help it lay flat. I'm not sure. We'll see if it does help it lay flat, but I'm curious to see how well the binding and the covers hold up with it being exposed on the edges and it just being cardboard. I'm not sure how well that will hold up, but I guess we will see. The pen holder and the elastic closure are nice and shiny and they match. This one is for 2021. This one is a year-long calendar, so January to December, but they also have the academic planners where it goes like August to July or whatever the academic planners are, but this one is a calendar year planner. Again, it says 2021 planner in like a gold foil. This is really a thick cardboard cover, so hopefully that'll hold up nice. And then inside, what's this? I'm assuming, so this is from Kate. I'm assuming she's the artist who designed this cover. All right, the quote. All the flowers of the tomorrows are in the seeds of today. Okay, and we have our year at a glance, both 2020 and 2021, with goals at the bottom. The paper here is, again, it's nice and smooth. It's definitely a lot more white than I normally have, which I think I'm going to enjoy quite a bit. This one is, let's see, I think this might be even more white than, no, they're probably about the same. Oh no, we have several years at a glance. So we have 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. I don't know who plans that far ahead, but good for you if you can. Okay, we have a list of US holidays. And we have a place to put birthdays for each month. It says celebrations section, or I guess you could use it for an event or any kind of future planning that you wanted, but it's labeled as celebrations. And then we go straight into January. So each month we'll have a blank calendar here. Looks like holidays are already marked in there for you. That's nice. We have the month before and the month after, like normal. I have a space on the side to write or decorate however you need to do, maybe a shopping list or a goals or whatever it is. The month spread here is a Sunday through Saturday calendar layout. And then there are weekly layouts as well. The weekly layouts are Monday through Sunday. So their Monday starts on the weekly and Sunday starts on the monthlies. Again, you have some dotted space at the top. Maybe if you want to do like a habit tracker or something like that up here. And then it's already set up and dated for you. So it gives you a place to put your to-dos and then maybe your events or doodles or whatever it is that you want. So each of the months are set up the same way. You have a month overview and then all the weeklies pre-set up for you. Yep, and then we go into February. I'm not sure how thick this paper is, but this paper feels about the same thickness as the reading journal was. Pretty thick. It's not super thin, but it's not overly thick either. What else do we have? Oh, we have a ribbon marker. So that nice, pretty green. And it seems like it does lay pretty flat with that exposed binding. So hopefully that'll be good. I just hope that it holds up to wear and tear on those exposed edges. But I do like the way that it lays flat. I like that a lot. What's in the back? Okay, so in the back we have some blank dotted pages, so for notes or anything like that. All right, and then lastly we just have this blank dot grid journal. This one is really thick. This one does say the GSM. This is 160 GSM, so this will be good for markers or watercolor or anything like that that you may want to use. It's got the same elastic closure. This one does not have a pen holder like the planner does, but it has the same exposed binding. Again, really thick cardboard covers that I hope are going to hold up on the edges here because they are exposed. This one, I loved the flowers on it. Again, it has this nice golden mustard, which drew me in. Okay. And I mean, these are just a blank Grid notebook. Now these pages are nice and crisp and white. They're not cream at all. There's no table of contents or anything like that. So if you wanted to, you'd have to make it yourself. The pages are not numbered, so these are not numbered pages. You'd have to do that yourself as well. But nice crisp white dotted pages all through the notebook. Let's see, let's count. All right, so unless I miscounted, there are 37 squares down and 25 across, just as a reference here. This should be the same, like an A5 size, I believe is what it is. It doesn't say, but it appears to be about normal A5. So, okay. So you may be wondering why I think I need 3 different planner type books. And I'm probably wondering that myself, but I'm going to let you know what my plan is and why I got all 3 of them. Now, I do typically keep a traditional bullet journal. I've actually really been enjoying the notebook I've been using. It's just a spiral bound dot grid notebook that I got off of Amazon for like $8. It's actually been really good, and I've really loved the spiral bound. It makes it easy to write in. But because I guess I'm lazy, I don't know why, but it became not only my bullet journal, where I also keep like reading logs and things in, but also just a general notebook where I started grabbing it during meetings at work and just taking notes, and it just kind of lost its luster, you know what I mean? So I'm going to continue using that throughout the rest of 2020 as my typical planner, but starting in 2021 in January, in 2 months, if you can believe it, I'm going to switch to the more traditional pre-made planner, and that's this one. And I do love bullet journaling. I like drawing out the layouts. I like being able to change it up. But recently I've found that I've put more time into creating the spreads. I've felt really rushed, and you know, it has to be done before I can actually use it as a planner, which really defeats the purpose of having a planner. So I think for actual planning purposes, it's, for now anyway, it's going to be better to use just a regular old planner that already has the months and the weeks set up where I can use it the way that it needs to be used. Okay, next is this guided reading journal. I've noticed, at least to me, my wrap-ups and things like that are not as good as I would like them. I feel like they're a little bit rambled and jumbled. And so I got this guided reading journal in the hopes that keeping a record of thoughts while I am reading the books will help me improve those a little bit. So that's why I got this particular journal, journal, to hopefully help with that, at least in my eyes. And finally, we have this blank dot grid journal. I do still love the whole idea of traditional, well, maybe not the traditional one, but this new way of bullet journaling, meaning the decorative spreads and the creativity that goes into it. And so I don't want to completely give that up. So that's why I got another blank journal that has not been soiled by work notes. And what I'm going to be doing in this one is keeping like my TBRs, and I can have spreads for any readathons that I'm doing. And I would also be keeping like YouTube type stuff as far as scheduling videos or video ideas. So anything like that, things that don't have to be completely finished by a certain time for me to be able to get use out of it like a planner, I am going to be keeping in this new journal. So this will be a strictly reading journal and not a reading journal and planner in one. I hope this system works out for me. I've never used more than one planner at a time, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too confusing or overwhelming and make me not want to continue using them, because they are very pretty and I like looking at them. But we'll see. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that means I will see you soon.